Garden looks pretty empty now. All cleaned up, ready for next year. Finally getting some garlic planted. It's the end of October. It doesn't matter when you plant it as long as the ground is still workable. If you plant it later in the year, you're just gonna maybe have a little bit later of a harvest the next fall, but that's not a big deal. Garlic in the bed that I had my potatoes in this year. Not for any particular reason except that the soil is really nice and loose. So that might help me get bigger bulbs of garlic. And after the frost, which killed everything, I let the chickens in here to dig around and eat some bugs that might have been hiding in the dirt and kind of aerate the soil a bit so that I didn't have to do too much to prepare this bed to plant the garlic. The chickens kind of loosened it up and hopefully ate all the pests and things. 3 kinds of garlic. I didn't get around to ordering anything special this year, so I went to Kroger and grabbed some garlic. And I mean, if you didn't get to order garlic, that works perfectly fine. I've done it for years. Just go to Kroger or Walmart or wherever you go grocery shopping and grab some fresh garlic. Take it home, take it apart, throw it in the dirt. Works perfectly fine. This is elephant garlic. These big, huge cloves. Look at that. And I've grown these from store-bought garlics before. I got these just because I like the red blush. I don't know what they taste like. I haven't tasted them. Now these just white plain old garlics, I don't know what they're called either, but I've planted these for years from just store-bought garlics and they do really well. Bigger bulbs will give you bigger garlics the next fall. These little ones, they'll still grow, you'll just get a small garlic head, or if you leave it till the next year, you might get a bigger garlic head. But they might also come apart. Sometimes if you leave these smaller bulbs in for another year, you'll get a bigger head of garlic, but sometimes they'll split into a lot of little pieces to make new baby garlic plants. So you just would have to try it and see. However they turn out, they're edible, so. You'll want to space them a few inches apart. If they have a little bit more space, they're going to grow bigger. I'm going to give these elephant garlics lots of space. Garlic is planted. So planting some Egyptian walking onion sets. So the chickens ignored my celery for a while, and then they decided that they were tasty after all. So they chewed up the leaves, but the stalks are still fine, and I think as long as it doesn't get too cold, they're going to keep growing for a little while. They're pretty frost resistant. I've had 2 hard frosts so far, and they're still growing. So I'm going to take a pile of leaves and I'm going to put them around the stalks and hope that it kind of protects them from the cold and they'll keep growing for a little while. That's the hope anyway. In the words of Kevin, I hope this works. We will see. So I shoved leaves down in between all of these, and I picked off some of the worst looking top leaves here. Now down in there, you can see where it's still growing. Most of these are still growing, so I'm hoping that with this leaf insulation here, that they will keep growing for a little while yet, and I'll be able to get some nice big celeries before it starts really getting cold. So that's what I've done in the garden. You know, there's still a little bit that can be done. Did you just fart in my face? You did, didn't you? Thanks. Appreciate it.